Hey, good morning, my friends. Good Monday morning. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Hey, does the shirt say it all? Well, it's maybe a little bit misleading because we're going to have some very warm to hot weather as we go through the week, but the humidity is going to be dry too, at least to start. The humidity will gradually build. So we're going to talk about just a couple of things: sunshine, dry weather, and getting hot. And like I said, kind of in the headline there, this is a sun lover's dream. And me as a gardener, well, I love the sun, but man, I'd like to see an inch or two of rain here and there. And more importantly, our farmer friends in Michigan that provide us our food, they make a living off of some rainfall, and it's going to be pretty quiet and pretty dry. All right, so here we go. Here is the rain forecast through the week. Now, today, there's a slight chance of an isolated shower developing in the southwest corner of Michigan, but it's just a slight chance, and that's about it for the rest of the week then. We're into Tuesday. We're into Wednesday. What's happening is a big high-pressure system is over Ontario, Quebec area, and that's bringing us dry air. And we're actually having what's called an omega block. I will write a post about that on MLive. It's not one of these 2020 things we've never ever seen before in our history. But the omega block is a stagnant pattern. It usually, whatever part of the block you get under, you usually get that type of weather for 7 days, maybe 10 days before the block breaks down. We just so happen to be under the center of the block, which is the sunny, hotter, drier part, as opposed to the other sides of the block. Just think of the Greek letter omega, okay? And that's where it comes into, is the jet stream drops down, comes up, drops back down. In those two ends, that's stormy. And in the middle where we're at, it's sunny and dry. So that's what we're seeing. So we're into Friday the 3rd, and it's no storm anywhere in sight. And we're into the 4th, and no storm anywhere in sight. And we're into the 5th, and now we're into the 6th, and now we're into the 7th. And the first cold front that looks like it could come through would be somewhere about July 8th. This model not even producing any rainfall at that point. Just a little closer look at the radar forecast for today, and probably a little bit of a waste of time because not much there. Now in the far western part of the UP, you might get in on a scattered thunderstorm. All right, high temperatures. We're going to add a couple of degrees every day till we settle into that about 90 to 93 degree temperature range starting about Thursday or so. And then the humidity will add a little bit every day. So that I'm sure by the time we get to the weekend, it will not only be hot, it will also be humid. And one note, the next couple of days there will be an east-northeast wind. So the sunrise side, will be a little bit cooler. So high temperatures today, let's call it 86 to 90 degrees most places, 85-ish in the eastern part of the thumb. Same deal for tomorrow. The northeast wind picks up a touch, so the thumb will be a little bit cooler, about 84, 85 degrees. Rest of the state, 85 to 90. And with that easterly wind coming down the ridge, you'd look at hotter temperatures, sandier spots, west of 131, hitting the 90 degree mark. Now, this is Wednesday. Same deal. This is Thursday. That's when the lake breeze starts to go away on the east side and the heat starts to creep in. So starting Thursday, we'll call it 90 to 93. And for Friday, July 3rd, and for Saturday, July 4th, we'll call it 90 to 93. And for Sunday, we'll call it 90 to 93. Well, when does it come to an end? Here is the Storm Prediction Center's extended forecast. And there's your 6 to 10 day forecast, valid July 4th to July 8th. And it's warmer than normal. You can see that pretty clearly, a high chance of it. Here's the 8 to 14 day forecast, July 6th through the 12th, warmer than normal. And here's the 3 to 4 week forecast, July 14th to the 24th. And that is also warmer than normal. And then let me go back here and slide it over for you and show you the precipitation pattern. And that's why I say, gardeners, boy, we better have the hose handy because the precipitation pattern is drier than normal, 6 to 10 day. 8 to 14 day, starting to show that that omega block is breaking down, and there might be some precipitation in there. And the 3 to 4 week forecast calls for drier than normal conditions. So really, we are looking pretty dry. And I'll finish it off here with the total precipitation anomaly. So how much wetter than normal or drier than normal an area will be. And this is based on that European model on what we call the ensemble, which is the model run in several different starting points to give you an average. So it's a pretty good way to look at precipitation in the extended. And we're going out all the way out 16 days, and it's showing a precipitation anomaly of 1 to 2 inches across most of the state of Michigan, drier than normal by 1 to 2 inches. So hot and dry is looks like what's the call for the next several weeks. All right, William Roberts, what's Davison looking like? Nice exterior project going. Hey, if you can handle heat, start early and work in the late afternoon and evening. You got a great pattern because you got fairly light winds. You've got dry conditions. You know, sometimes the painting, you don't want that hot weather. That's why I say you're going to have some pretty good weather for that. Good morning, Stacy Nag from Genesee, Michigan. Lois Holm, sorry, Lois Holm Green. Hey, good morning, Jim McGuire, Gladwin, Michigan, and Megan and Lisa Kuhn, good morning to you. Beautiful weather for a birthday, Janet Town, definitely. Yes, the garden and the grass, going to be watering every day. Hey, Stephanie Darrow, I feel your pain. You know what I did was I set up a irrigation system, not lawn irrigation, but irrigation tubing to all my plantings in the front of the house. And I got this little tool where I stick I guess you'd call it a fixture into the tubing, and you can run it right to the base of a shrub. Saves a lot of water, saves a lot of time. Both of them very environmentally friendly. Feedback loop of dry weather over much of U.S., Corey Coughlin. Yeah, what he's talking about is once you get dry ground, then the air heats up and it dries out, and then as the storm system comes, it hits that dry air and it kind of falls apart. So yes, we get these feedback loops. Wet ground, flooding areas evaporates, and wet just seems to keep coming. And then when you get to dry, it seems to keep coming as well. Hey, thank you, Frank Sturm and Tony Stack from Royal Oak. Good morning. Love the Royal Oak area. Nice area. Good morning, Ron from DeWitt and Doug Older from West Branch. So what we have is, if you can water your garden, keep her watered because the temperatures will go into the low 90s and the humidity will be fairly low and the sunshine will be very strong. So high evaporation rates, which is also another note that I'm going to start to talk about as we head toward the 4th. The fire danger is probably going to go up to high. It's going to be moderate in the next day or so. And when you get hot days, low humidity, fire danger high, fireworks, something that's probably going to be talked about. And I don't know, the officials might even do something where they say, issue something about, what you could do with fireworks. Just saying, you want to keep an eye out for that. All right, so there you have it. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. It's pretty short and sweet this morning. Sunshine, hot hotter weather and dry weather on the way. Thanks for joining me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torgrove.